Hi everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about posterior pituitary hormones. So the first thing I wanted to go over was a little bit of brief anatomy. So the pituitary gland is located directly under the hypothalamus. So this is your thalamus. Okay, let me make that a little bit thinner. Okay, so this is your thalamus, right? Your thalamus is your sensory switchboard. Directly under that is your hypothalamus, right here. Remember the suffix hypo means under, so hypothalamus means under thalamus. Um, and why this is so significant is because your hypothalamus is the part of your brain that gives um, directions for hormone release to your pituitary gland, which is our main focus, or pituitary gland, right here. Pituitary. So the pituitary gland is split up into around two regions, your anterior pituitary and your posterior pituitary. I'm going to draw the line right there. This is the main region we're going to focus on this video. So your SCN, suprachiasmatic nucleus, and your PVN, paraventricular nucleus, are two groups of nuclei located in your hypothalamus that send signals down to your pituitary gland. So let's write those out just so you guys know. Um, okay, so I'm going to abbreviate that as posterior pituitary gland, PPG. Um, so the main things you need to know is that your SCN, suprachiasmatic nucleus, and your PVN, paraventricular nucleus, send signals to your PPG. And why this is so significant is because your PPG only releases select hormones, and the two big ones you need to know are oxytocin and vasopressin. So, first one I'm going to talk about is oxytocin. And I'm going to write it in red because oxytocin is more commonly known as the love hormone. All right, oxytocin. I'm gonna put some hearts around there so you guys will remember. Um, Oxytocin is known as your love hormone because it's mostly released when you have hugs, right? When you hug someone or you have affectionate interactions, oxytocin is often released. It's also known as the love hormone because it's mostly released when mothers are giving birth, mothers during labor to intensify uterine contractions. It's also secreted during breastfeeding, and it's also basically secreted during any affectionate interactions. So the second thing you need to know is that it secretes vasopressin. Um, Vasopressin. Oh, we should probably write that in blue because it is also known as the antidiuretic hormone. Antidiuretic. meaning it's basically going to do the following. First, it constricts your blood vessels, constricts blood vessel. So why is that? What does that even mean, right? We say constriction, dilation, but what it means is that your blood vessels, if they are normally this size, vasopressin is going to make it smaller. So it's going to make it smaller. And what this is going to do is it's going to stop blood flow, right? Because stop or not stop, that means it's gonna just not flow blood. That's not true. It reduces blood flow. That's a better word. Reduces blood flow. Um, Dilation, on the other hand, would mean that it becomes a lot larger, which allows more blood to flow through. Another thing that it does is in your kidneys, it it promotes water retention. So these are the two major hormones. Remember, these are hormones. Hormones are different than neurotransmitters because hormones work long distance. They travel through your bloodstream, whereas neurotransmitters are mostly localized to the brain. I made a separate video about that if you guys want to watch it. But yeah, so these are your posterior pituitary hormones. Um, so as a quick recap, your pituitary gland is the main gland that secretes hormones. It's part of your neuroendocrine system. You should probably know that. Neuroendocrine system. And it basically secretes hormones. It's split into two parts, anterior and posterior. The most common, they're in the posterior pituitary. You have two major hormones that are being secreted, oxytocin and vasopressin. Oxytocin is the love hormone. Vasopressin reduces blood flow and promotes water retention. That's the major things you need to know. Thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.